This is my Module 4 wiki redesign by Bill Perkins. And in this module, I covered decided to apply the applications of the 6 C's of motivation to the MSN homepage. So the information from this blog that I did derived from the following website. As you can see, the website's right there. And basically, motivation has been identified by many theorists as a contributing factor to learning in the classroom. Countless studies have revealed reasons for improvement in students' performance. In 1989, theorists Mark Lepper and M. Hodel revealed certain strategies to increase students' classroom motivation. Subsequently, in 1992, learning theorist Russell Ames added further studies to robust previous findings. Nevertheless, it was in 1995 in which studies from theorists Turner and Paris termed the 6 C's of motivation, being choice, challenge, control, collaboration, constructing meaning, and consequences. So choice, you can intrinsically motivate students by offering them choices. Choices usually derive from personal interests, which trigger the desire for students to do the work. With that having been said, the choices offered should be relevant based on students' feelings and or values. So when employing choice as a motivating factor, give the students the freedom to select from a range of topics or ideas. A teacher could also allow the students to submit their own topic ideas when the subject matter is not an issue. Other methods of instituting choices as motivators is to provide choices of media tools for task accomplishment and provide the option of collaboration with peers to enhance students' interests. So next one is challenge. And motivation can be consequent to placing expectations beyond the student's skill set. If the level of difficulty places more demands on the students, they can become stressed or anxious. In contrary, not enough of a challenge can result in boredom. In an effort to ascertain the right level of difficulty to apply, teachers should provide feedback and monitor goals. So each student is different. Goals should be realistic and not too high, allowing students to explain and demonstrate their skills and abilities. That will create situational awareness needed to provide challenges. So tasks that are too complex for students may need to be broken down into manageable pieces. Task accomplishment must be possible for challenges to facilitate motivation. So next is control. Motivation can be achieved when students take ownership of their learning. Sense of ownership leads them feeling that they are in control of their learning by empowering students with responsibilities and decision making in the classroom. It makes them part of the entire learning experience. Therefore, it would be prudent to use a democratic process when appropriate. Give students those several options to choose from for class projects. By submitting proposals, using their own ideas, students get a sense of trustworthiness from their teacher based on their competence and commitment. This will intrinsically keep them engaged and enhance their productivity. Students should also be afforded the opportunity to self-evaluate. This type of self-reflection will raise his or her level of awareness on competence and the level of commitment, and raise the teachers as to how much room they have to challenge them. Be firm, yet be flexible. So you have collaborations next, enhancing the thinking and learning while inspiring by encouraging students to share ideas is in fact collaboration. Steps teachers can take to be more collaborative are peer evaluations, collaborative pairing, operating with a group or team concept, and allowing students to teach their peers through constructivist approach to learning. Next is construct meaning, which is small groups and or individual conferences working towards discussing the importance of the work the students are doing and its relevance to everyday life, and that exemplifies the constructing meeting. So when students are learning to read, use a computer, or problem solving, the teacher should illustrate the importance and application of that skill as being a life skill. So finally, the last C in this motivation theory embodies giving students accolades to trigger that motivation. So consequences is that final C. Displaying or publishing student work, entering work in competitions or contests, and celebrating when work is complete. That'll motivate the kids. Consequences aren't always negative. So this may entail teachers to operate with a more referent power in lieu of the coercive power that is usually associated with negative consequences. So we're going to start the redesign, and here's the original page. And here you see the click here button I added when I addressed tapping into that psychomotor domain through Bloom's taxonomy theory. And here we added the audible devices for the verbal linguistic learners when we applied the multiple intelligences. And in our module 3, we went with the transformational learning applications where um, you basically click on the news and somebody working with the writer or the website will play devil's advocate with you. So our module 4 changes are going to encompass doing a redesign, much like this one. I'm doing a wiki redesign, and I'm learning a lot about the processes in these learning theories. So why not have the reader do the same? So by adding this add your photo and design here, the page would open with an enable editing option, much like when you email a Word doc with an account to create because we don't want to redo the wiki. MSN would be very upset with that. So we're basically going to tailor it, tailor the wiki for each respective user. So the offer of a choice, employing those 6 C's of motivation, will motivate the reader to use this page, read and retain what they want, as opposed to reading other sites offering the same information. So the challenge in creating this page, his or her own, his or her own page, would motivate the reader to become a learner, and the detailed orientation involved would provide a constructivist and connectivist approach to learning as well. So of course, this option would enhance the learning of the material by providing control. So this is where this other C comes in: control from the user in selecting what they want them to read and learn. So pertinence and interest will be the external and internal forces to promote reading. By offering a social networking option within a created page, linking with other users of similar selected reading, that could provide some collaboration. So, for example, you click on a social networking option after you develop your wiki, and it kind of partners you up in forums and discussions and merge from the articles that you read, that you tailor to your own. So, and then construct meaning would be another C, and that could be consequent to linking the categories selected to current events in the world or other items of significance. An iconic character pop-up when the page is created with ratings and comments from readers having access to the wiki is an excellent way of adding those positive consequences. So I know sometimes when you read like a blog or an article or an online journal, a lot of times you'll see at the end where you get to post your own comments about how you feel about the article. So that right there, applying something like that to this page would be your consequences. So that concludes the changes to the wiki thus far, up to module 4. So thank you for watching and listening.